Hello, it's Dr. Garrett Castleberry, Professor of Communication and Instructor for Media Methods and Content Creation, and I am just checking in with a little bit of a week 2 preview, what we're getting into as we advance into the course. If you'll notice in D2L, weeks 1 and 2 center on the qualitative methods, and so you'll be looking at the qualitative methods textbook. It's one of the only pure textbooks we utilize in the COM program for good reasons, but that means this is an important one. But we're really gaining ground and insight into qualitative methodologies, and we're not just studying them, and we're not just expecting everyone's going to translate that into research work. We're then looking for practical ways we're going to apply that. And one of the ways, actually I'll mention a couple, include the development of a correspondence. And so in week 2, your goal will be to explore and initiate content with a correspondent in the field of communication. Now, we'd really appreciate it. You're going to find a lot more success quicker if you possibly reach out to a communication or adjacent scholar. That the focal point is to connect with a communication scholar, although you could easily connect with a media studies, media production, strategic communication, right, public relations, and so on. You can locate a person of contact to initiate connection with and see if you can work something out, because this is going to work toward a beta interview that you will record. Now, I want to preview, I'm not going to preview, but I want to jump ahead and say you can opt in to use that interview for your pilot podcast program if you desire. It's a way to tackle 2 things at once, or to prepare in advance. And at the same time, we really want to encourage your individual creativity. So don't feel the pressure to have to do that. We want to support your ability to go in an alternative direction as you develop an original program pilot, if we want to call it that. But in week 2, we're reaching out, we're making those connections, we're continuing the readings that are along the lines of qualitative methods. Note, this is going to shift again in week 3. It's going to narrow. This is still technically a qualitative tool, but in week 3, it's going to shift into interviewing as a focus. That correspondence you develop this week, important, because our goal is then you're going to follow through with a formal interview in week 3. And then after that, we're getting into more of a production mode, and we're going to be studying the critical methodologies in the course, looking at semiotics, breaking into that other book that we have in the course, the Danesi text on semiotics. And so that's just a rough preview of where things are going. Of course, instead of writing formal reports, we have that healthy option of working on our communication skills through vlog form, in the creation of your video reports, your podcast reports, where you answer a set of questions on progress. Maybe you raise some questions. And don't forget, we're getting those in a timely manner so that we can begin the process of facilitating discussion about our videos. And I think everyone did a great job getting their videos in the preferred timetable. Initial comment, yes. Let's continue to work on those timely follow-up responses. All right, we're looking for peer replies, peer engagement. Smaller the course, maybe the more we're interacting. The larger the course, well, there might be pressure to interact with more than the minimum 2 people, you know. And so we're just looking to, this is a space where you can get questions answered, process ideas over the weekend. And so we don't want to necessarily wait until the last minute to start those peer response exercises. All right, that's a look at week 2 and a kind of a peek into week 3 and beyond for our Media Methods and Content Creation course. Thank you for listening.